It's Microdosing, the news with Ellie for September 22nd, 2025. Jimmy Kimmel's late night show will return after it was suspended over his remarks about the death of Charlie Kirk. Disney claimed the pause was meant to avoid inflaming tensions, but the suspension sparked nationwide backlash. More than 400 celebrities, from Tom Hanks to Meryl Streep, signed an ACLU letter blasting the suspension as a direct threat to free speech. They may put Kimmel back on the air, but freedom of the press is on life support. A federal judge just tossed Donald Trump's $15 billion defamation lawsuit against the New York Times because it was too long. Judge Stephen Merriday called the 85-page filing tedious and burdensome and said federal rules require concise complaints. Trump has 28 days to refile the suit, capped at 40 pages. Even judges think Trump should use fewer words and maybe file fewer lawsuits. The UK, Canada, Australia, Portugal, and France have formally recognized the Palestinian state, joining nearly 150 UN members. Israel condemned the move as legitimizing terrorism, and Palestinian officials called it correcting history. Meanwhile, Hamas sent Trump a letter proposing a 60-day ceasefire in exchange for releasing half the hostages. The conflict grinds on, but global pressure on Israel and on Trump's White House is mounting. Funny how peace gets traction everywhere but the country that bankrolls the war. Vladimir Putin says Russia will stick to nuclear arms limits for one more year after the New START treaty expires in February. The 2010 pact capped each side at 1,550 deployed warheads. Putin framed the extension as a goodwill gesture while warning that without U.S. reciprocity, global stability is at risk. Because nothing says trust me like a nuclear promise from Putin. Trump says the U.S. TikTok deal is nearly done, with Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch, Larry Ellison, and Michael Dell joining Oracle and Silver Lake in a new American-led consortium. The group will hold 6 of 7 board seats, and Oracle will manage TikTok's algorithm on U.S. soil. The White House calls it a win for national security, and Trump calls the billionaires patriots. So TikTok's safe from China, but wide open to the Murdochs. Sleep tight, America. The Supreme Court has allowed Trump to fire Rebecca Slaughter, a Democratic member of the Federal Trade Commission, a move that challenges a 90-year-old precedent limiting presidential control over independent agencies. The Justice Department argued presidents should be able to dismiss agency members for any reason, and conservative justices agreed. Critics warn the ruling could give Trump sweeping new power across regulatory boards. Independent agencies aren't so independent when Trump gets final say on who stays. Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, was caught on tape taking a $50,000 bribe at an FBI sting last year. The money was allegedly tied to immigration contracts he expected once Trump returned to office. The probe was closed and buried, sparking Democratic calls for hearings. Republicans call it a political hit job, but the tape speaks for itself. $50,000 for contracts tied to human lives, corruption doesn't even pretend to hide anymore. We now return you to your regularly scheduled hellscape. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow, stay informed, and much peace and love.